If you're looking to buy a new gaming monitor, but you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the options, you can't just scroll down a list and pick whatever one. I mean, brand matters, resolution type matters, panel type, refresh rate, all the other specs that you look for in a monitor, this matters, especially depending on what gaming experience you're looking for. If you're feeling overwhelmed by this, don't worry, I got you. Your tech mother is here. And if you're a gamer, you might have already purchased a monitor or 2 or 3 and regret your decisions. Worry no more, I got you. When I first became a gamer, every single monitor I purchased, I literally just kind of was like, yeah, that one seems kind of good. There was even a time where I purchased a new monitor and I had to return it because I got the literal wrong refresh rate.
I bought a new monitor, I set it up, and I realized that I bought the wrong resolution. Yeah. I'm an idiot.
I'm not kidding when I say I plugged it in and was like, why are the icons bigger on this one than my normal one? I've learned so much since then. I've gone through the trials and the errors of purchasing a new monitor and wasting money so that you don't have to. And I've created this step-by-step guide to help you so that you don't have to waste any of your money. We're gonna be talking in-depthly about the panel types, the resolution, the refresh rate, the brands, and what you should look for when purchasing a monitor. If you want a 30-second short and sweet version and you want to skip past all the nonsense, I have a YouTube short specifically for that. Make sure to check that out. When looking for a new monitor, it's easy to get caught up in all the numbers and the letters. I mean, why did they have to name their monitors 16WXAAB QL ABCDEFG 17-inch A? But no, that would make too much sense. So let's start off with the first thing that you should focus on when looking for a monitor, and that is the resolution. If this is the first monitor within your setup or the third, you're gonna wanna keep it consistent. For instance, if your current monitor in your setup is a 1440p and you wanna have a second monitor, get a 1440p. This basically determines how sharp your screen is. The higher the resolution, the more pixels, essentially. If you look at a 1080p monitor next to a 4K monitor, you're gonna notice a lot of differences. The main one being that the icons are bigger on the 1080p monitor because it has less pixels. If you're consistent across your monitors, you're not gonna have the annoyance of having one resolution bigger than the other. In my opinion, if you wanna upgrade, 1440p is gonna be the sweet spot here. However, 4K, I mean, it gets hyped for a reason. All of my monitors are currently 1440p. Moving along here, the next step is your refresh rate. 60 Hz is so painful. If you're still gaming on a 60 Hz monitor, I feel sorry for you. The refresh rate essentially determines how smooth your screen is. If you record a monitor using slow motion and do a lot of movement on it, you can actually see the big difference that 60 Hz versus like 140 Hz makes. It's actually kind of a really interesting thing to watch, and if you've ever seen any videos about monitors, you might have seen this display happen. Now 60 Hz is fine for basic use, but in gaming, it's probably gonna feel a little bit sluggish. 120, 144, and 160 is where you're really gonna notice the massive differences in your gameplay and what your screen kind of looks like. Everything's gonna feel smoother, more responsive, quicker. However, the only downside is high refresh rate usually means that it costs more money. To me, refresh rate is the most important thing I look at. I can't help it. As long as my monitor is 1440p, my refresh rate, I wanna go as much as possible. My current main monitor is actually only 180 Hz. I can't help it, I want more. The day you get to go from a 60 Hz monitor to like 140, you can instantly feel the difference. It is like night and day. To me, 144 Hz is the sweet spot in this section. In my opinion, the price for this is the most realistic and fits the most people's budgets. However, if you have a higher budget and you're a competitive gamer, 240 Hz plus is gonna be your go-to. Obviously, this is where we get a little pricey. The third thing to look for in a monitor is gonna be the panel type. For the longest time, I had no clue what this meant. I thought it meant like the speed of your monitor. I mean, it does, but there's more to it than that. Monitors have different panel types. Each has its own pros and cons. There's 5 different types of panels. This includes IPS, fast IPS, VA, fast VA, and OLED or OLED. IPS has the most accurate colors, and you can view the monitor from different angles without it reflecting weirdly with the light. This is great for content creators and casual gamers. Fast IPS is a newer version of regular IPS, but with better response times, and it's really great for gaming. VA has higher contrast and deeper blacks. However, if you play fast-paced games, it can have ghosting. So if you're a competitive gamer, this one might not be for you. Fast VA is the same, but it has an improved speed, and it's actually not even faster than IPS. So technically, VA and fast VA are lower on the tier list than IPS. Lastly in this section, OLED or OLED. I pronounce it OLED. This one is the most hyped right now. It's all I've been hearing about and seeing about, especially on TikTok. It has has the best colors, the best contrast, the deepest blacks. However, not only is it expensive, but it can have burn-in issues. For instance, if you have a bright thing open on your monitor a lot, it can actually burn into the screen and leave like a residue so that even when the bright tab is gone, it'll still be showing on your monitor. This can be a huge downside for a lot of people. If you're gaming and creating content, go for fast IPS. However, if you want the best image quality and price isn't a concern, I would go with OLED. The fourth and last thing to look for when purchasing a monitor is brands and price to performance. Now, brands are a personal preference. I myself even have a couple of personal preferences, but some are gonna give you a little bit better value. Gigabyte and MSI are two good brands, but also my personal opinion is LG. They have really great price to performance. My actual current main monitor here is a Gigabyte monitor. LG, Asus, and in my opinion, Acer, it makes some of the best high-end gaming monitors. But you'll have to pay a bit of a premium. When it comes to OLED and high VA panels and good refresh rates, Samsung might be the best bang for your buck. The Samsung Odyssey Arc might be the most hyped monitor I've ever seen. However, if you're on a budget, don't ignore brands like Lindseyszn. I've worked with them quite a lot on my TikTok, and I actually own one of their like 39-inch monitors, and it's so great. It looks good and it can be a really good budget option if that's what you're looking for. You know, I think that about covers it. You kind of have to go with your gut when purchasing a monitor, and hey, I mean, if something doesn't work out, returns have become so easy nowadays to do. I mean, just ship that thing back in a box. When buying a monitor, be sure to match your resolution, get at least 144 Hz if you're a gamer, be sure to pick the right panel type, and look for brands that fit your budget. If you're still unsure after this guide, make sure to drop a comment with not only your budget, what you plan to do on the monitor, but also kind of what you're looking for. And if I don't help you out, someone else will. If you liked this video and found it useful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. You know, all the typical YouTube things. For other tech tips and advice, make sure to not only check out my other videos, but also my YouTube shorts. Or if you prefer other platforms, I'm obviously also on Instagram and TikTok, basically every platform out there. The specs for not only my PC, but also my monitors will be linked down below, or you can check it out in my website, lindseyszn.com. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. Bye!